Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We went to movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained best pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the fever bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Santa's podcast, your favorite podcast. We're dos sweetie sisters.
What?
I don't know what it is.
What about them?
That's funny. If I change like one word, I like forgot what I said. We're two sweetie sisters chat about movies that shaped their childhood.
You've never said chat about movies in the intro. You're all fucked up. She's
I'm totally
fucked up.
today. I'm Sweetie.
And I'm Sweetie with a Y.
Oh my God. Should we start over?
It's
Just keep
funny.
this going.
It's
Okay.
good.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome to Large Marge Santa's podcast. So today, trouble in Sweetie Land. Trouble in Sweetie Land. I woke up this morning and my cat was pissing blood.
Well, I think it was just like little pink.
Yeah,
little pink.
but
Let's not get graphic.
She had blood in her pee. Not what you want to see from your cat. So I had to take some time off work, had to go to the vet. It was fucking stressful. Cat's okay. She's on the mend, I think. We're okay. She's not dead or anything. But, she almost joined the Angels today, which would have been so sad.
What?
Yeah.
She did not.
She could have. I don't know. She's old. She's getting up there.
It was
She's gonna
fine.
be 14 this year,
Gave
my
her
little
some
moosh.
antibiotics. Probably had a kitty UTI.
Yeah, we think she has an UTI.
She's
but
fine.
anyway,
She pissed a lot. She's okay.
hug your cats, guys. Hug your cats tonight. That's all I ask. But, coming off of last week, we shared that we were able to get some really good deals on some DVDs that were movies that we did Andre the Seal last week. And then we also found this one, which was like super deal. So we bought it. And I'm like, why don't we watch it? And it's Angels in the Outfield.
And the infield.
And the infield. I know. That was like kind of ruined it for me when he was like, there's angels in the outfield. And the infield.
Like they had to
clarify
catch it all.
So Angels in the Outfield from 1994. So as you've, I don't know when we first tried to start this movie or watch this movie for my birthday, maybe? No.
I think it was one of the ones you had wanted to watch.
Yeah, it was one I wanted to watch for a long time, and it was never streaming anywhere. And then once Disney Plus rolled around, we're like, sweet, Disney movie, it's going to be streaming. Not on Disney
streaming.
Plus.
Not yet.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe more things
They might roll it
will
in.
happen.
And they
I don't
really
know.
should, because it's a fucking cute movie. So Angels in the Outfield's from 1994. Now, if you remember, kids, if you were around, say our age, there was a slew of baseball movies in the early to mid 90s that have all been popular in their own way. So 1993 brought us Sandlot, excellent movie. Rookie of the Year, excellent movie. Good. And then following year brought us Angels in the Outfield. So you really had like two solid years there of some pretty awesome baseball movies for kids.
I wonder why.
There's a lot of baseball movies, right? League of Their Own,
a lot of
Field
sports
of
movies.
Dreams,
There's a lot of sports things
Bull
happening.
Durham. I mean, right? Because baseball movies are always like, okay, like the guy is like, washed up or like he's not doing well and he needs like something to get like his groove back. That's like a lot of baseball movies, right? The adult ones, let's say. The kid ones, obviously run the gamut of Sandlot being kind of scrappy, scrappy kids playing ball, but you have the one loser kid who like doesn't know how to play baseball, but through baseball makes friends,
but
right?
Overall, a story about kids having fun playing baseball.
Yeah, kids having fun playing baseball. Rookie of the Year being like, okay,
now I'm a superstar.
now I'm a superstar. How do I deal with this fame? I'm just a kid. Don't And then Angels in the Outfield, really more like a morality play, and about subtle Christian teachings, if you will.
Subtle.
Sweetie,
I would call it religious propaganda, in my opinion. No. It's an interesting flick with an interesting message, which I think is it's okay to cheat in baseball, but not on important games. I think that's the message. Let me know what you think. But yeah, it's a cute movie. It's a little religious-y for me. It's a little too much God talk. But it's really cute, like Sweetie said, and it's just a sweet movie.
Yeah, it's super sweet. I mean, I remember this one, probably because it was like sort of towards the last end of the great baseball movies. I'm sure there were more, but those are like the ones I think of when I was the three I just named, the ones when we were kids. This was the one put out by Disney, so it's like I feel like other movie studios kind of had ones, and it kind of felt a little bit like, oh, we got to get a baseball movie in the works, and then they kind of did this. And it being Disney, they wanted to make it like a little bit more like about like morals and doing the right thing, and like, because I mean, really this movie is about like faith, right? And whether you want to have that faith be religious faith, or if it's more just about a team having faith and like believing that they can win. More like positivity, let's say. Because you had this team like sort of sucks, and like we'll go into the synopsis, and like everyone just has a really bad attitude. So that certainly is not going to help you play baseball.
They seem to not have great skills either. But yes, I think
But it's like they didn't believe in themselves.
You got to have faith.
Yeah.
Faith.
Right. And I think like Disney, yes, they use angels, which obviously tends to be paired with Christianity, but you can kind of just put like an overarching umbrella over it, being like, okay, you have faith in a baseball team, you have faith in like your friends. I don't know. So it's like, I feel like that overarching faith kind of thing. Don't yawn at my like awesome hypothesis.
Maggie's always like, just say your prayers, and like, I don't know, it's just like annoying.
Who said that?
Maggie.
Oh, yeah. But
it's like one of their
that's just like an
items.
oldie thing. I feel like that's. As religion started to peter out in the 90s, we were still going to fucking church in the 90s. Like, who are we talking about? So, yeah, sweet movie starring the goob of the year, I'm calling him. New movie. Just kidding. Joseph Gordon Levitt. I still said Levitt. Levitt? What is his name?
He's Levitt.
Yeah. Oh, my God. John Lovett? That's a different guy. Okay.
Lovitz. When we started to watch this movie today, so he was like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You said like Levitt.
I said it by mistake on purpose.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I did.
And then it was like a pun, like, I love it. I love it. I don't know. It was funny.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, adorable as this like sweet little round face. He's not really an orphan.
He's chubby.
We'll get into that.
Baby fat.
Whoa,
Sweet.
Ultimate baby face.
Yeah.
As I said, goober of the year, adorable. Christopher Lloyd as lead angel, Al. Very Christopher Lloyd-y. You have Danny Glover as the very overexcited, very passionate leader of coach of the Angels here. Yeah, he really sells it. Got a lot of anger in that guy.
What's his name? Knox.
Knox.
First name.
Yeah,
Did they call him by his first name? No, I don't remember.
Who else? Then you got some surprise cast members who turned out to be, in coming years, quite the actors, if you will, getting their start on the ball field. Who were they?
Adrian Brody, Matthew McConaughey. That's it. That's all I had. A couple others.
And previously famous, but Tony Danza is a very quiet role as the pitcher who is like super injured and then comes back and ends up being like a great pitcher.
Close, Tony Danza.
But he had a very understated role in this. I felt like he was, I feel like Tony Danza was kind of like the Joey like Tribbiani of like the 80s. He was like, that dumb kind of like good looking Italian guy who was like really sweet and Who's the Boss.
Yeah, but he wasn't funny in this.
Like, he's not funny in this at all. That's what I'm saying. Like totally understated and like under like the kind of character he usually plays, which is kind of goofy and funny and sweet and stuff. He was just like kind of like well trodden, like sad sack.
He's just sad
pitcher.
sack.
Yeah. And then total shocker, did not remember this guy, Dermot Mulroney as Deadbeat Dad.
Deadbeat Dad. Dad bad. It's a dad bad.
Ultimate bad dad. Yeah.
Was your dad bad song?
He was a loser. He also looked like he was like 21.
He looked little.
Like,
what's your dad bad song? Dad. Bad dad song? How did that go again?
Bad dad. Bad dad.
No. It's like, he's a bad dad. It was like the same song as like something else.
Oh, okay. I think we could go in the archives.
Yeah,
for
we'll
that
have to
one.
dig that one
He's a bad man, pajama.
out. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, what a cast. What a
What a
cast. And then
cast.
a lot of people that you're like, oh, that guy. Oh, this guy, that guy. So a lot of that.
Right, who have been in like past movies were like, oh yeah, like the evil like guy with like a bad bleach job in Minority Report. Like, just we don't really know their like actual actor names.
Neil
but-
McDonough is his name.
character actors.
And yeah, like the guy from Feds with the fish tattoo and the other movie he was in where we were
same.
like, guy with the fish tattoo. What was the other one he was in? I forget. But yeah, good times. Great times.
Yeah, but super sweet. We'll get into it, but I think I believe in angels now.
Cool. I love it. I got some angel stories.
Give you an angel.
Yeah.
Where's my angel? How many songs are there
Girl,
with angels
you're
in it?
my... I know, we can play that song. We can play that game later. I know one. Girl, you're my angel. Darling angel. Heaven must be missing angels. You go. I did too. Pulling the weight here in the game.
Send me an angel. Ooh, ooh. 80s song? No?
Maybe? I don't know. Who sings that? I don't know. Anyways.
Angels we have heard on high.
Does that count?
Christmas song?
That pop classic.
All right, we'll think about it
Angels we
as the
ever heard.
podcast goes on. Find a couple more. All right, it's time for the sweet synopsis. Yeah.
Angel of mine. Just thought another.
Wait, who's that?
Brandy.
Brandy. Oh my god.
Good one.
Um,
Sweetie synopsis. Yeah, sweeties.
Footprints of an angel are love, and where there's love, miraculous things happen. That's a quote that should be on like a bookmark.
Sweetie is gonna get that tattooed on her body in the next couple of weeks. Mark
I
my
said
words.
a bookmark, not my body.
Inspirational quote, and then it's like Christopher Lloyd.
No, Maggie
Good
from
tat.
Angels in the Outfield.
Oh,
Princess of
I
the
thought.
Trial.
Oh yeah, I thought C. Lloyd said it. Okay, all right. Roger Bowman is how old is he? I forget.
Probably like 10.
Probably like 10-year-old boy who has a deadbeat dad, a bad dad, if you will. His mom died, and then his dad just like couldn't figure out how to be a dad. I don't know what's happening there. He may have been depressed,
Loser.
and got into drugs. We don't know the full story, guys. We don't. So he's in like this temporary foster care thing, which is like if you don't have a license to be a foster parent, you're like a temporary foster parent. I don't really know the logistics. But this broad Maggie, she runs a place. She's got like a little tiny shack, but can hold up to like 3 boys at one time, I think, for up to like 6 months or whatever. So we have Roger, we got his little buddy JP, who's like pretty little. He's probably like 6.
Yeah.
I would guess. Fucking cute as a button. Can't even handle it.
The cutest.
It's too much. It's like the blanket and Brave Little Toaster. It's like I can't handle him being cute the whole movie. Like it's really too much for me.
That he has those little initial name makes him like 20 times
Makes
cuter.
him so much cuter. It's like a button name.
Oh, it's a button name.
So JV, we got Roger, and we got Miguel, who's there for like a hot second. He's shipped off to a family. I don't know what family wants Miguel.
Miguel
He's an
seems
asshole.
old. Miguel seems
He's
14
very old.
and
Nobody wants the older
no one
kids.
wants the older kids.
We've all seen these movies about adoption. No one wants the older
Who
kids.
the
It's a
fuck
problem.
took Miguel?
Who took Miguel with his dirt lip? I don't know. But he was an asshole.
I always wanted a kid with a dirt
So,
lip.
anyways, Roger, his dad comes and is like, "We'll be a family again when the Angels win the pennant," and which is like, he's such a dick because the Angels are like last in the league or whatever, and they suck, and so like they're never gonna win the pennant. But poor little Roger thinks that like that is a done deal. As your kid, let's think back to when Sweetie was like, "God, please let us go to the Little Mermaid because that's how life works," and it did. So that's why she believes in God. But
No longer.
Roger's like, "Dear," I think he say God.
Yeah.
Dear God, like please help.
Dear God, I don't know if you're a man or a woman.
Right. Yeah,
He's very woke.
Yeah. He's like, help the Angels win the pennant so I can have a family. And then you see this like It's a Wonderful Life, like celestial bodies making like decisions in the stars, and we're like, ooh, something's happening. Twinkles, twinkles. So next day at the game, Roger and JP get tickets. It's some like, I don't know, foster care field trip. We're not sure. But they go, and then the ball is hit, and Matthew McConaughey's like, I'm going to get this ball, but he sucks, so he never gets it. And then this, like, comet comes out of the sky, and it turns into a bad special effects, essentially, but an angel has swooped down and has lifted, two angels have lifted is it Matthew McConaughey? Yeah. Yep. Matthew McConaughey straight up out of the sky, and he just like is super high, and he catches the ball, and everyone's like, whoa, great catch. But if you watch the playback, it's like an awkward, you're like, what is this invisible, like nobody's arms are like that.
In midair for like 10 seconds.
It's like a marionette puppet.
Obviously
like,
not.
Very
so,
weird.
Like something's going on, and poor Roger is like, oh my God, did anybody see that? And he's like asking everybody, and everyone's like, what the hell are you talking about? Did you see like the crazy, like the guys with the shiny uniforms, like I don't
shiny
know.
pajamas.
Yeah, shiny pajamas. I mean, he just doesn't even know what's happening. So then, a guy comes up to bat, and same thing. This angel like settles up basically like right behind him, takes the bat when he's swinging, and swings for the fences, hits the ball, breaks the bat. There's a huge hole in the baseball, and like huge home run. And this is a player who had not hit in I don't remember how many games, like just total hitting drought. And he hits a home run. So they're like, whoa.
Home run. And then this angel just like pops next to Roger, and he's like, hey, my name is Al, which he just makes up because it's what's on the hat that he steals from the umpire, I think. And he's like, listen, yeah, we're angels. Here's a couple of rules. Here's a couple of ground rules. Number 1, don't tell anybody about the angels. I know you already told. Oh, wait, this is after that. Okay. So the angels things happen. And then little JP wins this like photograph with the coach prize or whatever. So they go down there, and while they're getting their picture taken, Roger's like, hey, Coach Danny Glover, like they won because of angels. And he's like, okay, some psycho kid, great. He's like, ask those two guys like what they felt or whatever. So he does, and like blah blah blah. Finds out that yes, they did feel some kind of presence helping them along. So he's like basically convinced. Yes. It doesn't take a lot of convincing.
It takes a lot at all.
So or whatever at the game, yeah, like we said, Christopher Lloyd beams down and is like, "Hey, yeah, these are the rules. You can't tell anybody that we exist." It's like Fight Club, basically. But they're like, "Oh, we know you already told JP and the captain, but that's okay." Seems a little. Well, he says El Capitan.
I know, but it's just him being.
It seems the rules seem a little loosey-goosey to me. Like, so we're gonna be like, oh, it's okay that he told his friend like for the sake of the story, but like that's not allowed. Just in general, you can't tell any more people, or we're shutting it down. We're shutting it down.
I think they didn't want him to like go on TV and be like, I see angels.
He doesn't have to go on TV.
I mean, I think they were trying to just limit it like that because it would ruin like what they're trying to do.
He's like, only you can see me. Blah blah blah. And is there another rule?
We'll show up like whenever we kind of feel like it,
but not like all the time or whatever. So Roger believes pretty quickly, which is nice in a kids movie. You don't have that like half an hour of the adult being like, I must be crazy. Can't you see this guy for like the 10,000th time? Or like nobody can see him. That's it's just you.
Good thing about having a kid.
Roger, believes it right away. So he like tries to.
So the coach invites him.
Yeah, the coach like makes a house call. I don't know. It seems a little like he can just get their information. That was weird.
He just drop off the photo.
I didn't get the photo right away. I don't know. So he's like, listen, I think you were right about those angels. Why don't you come to the game and like tell me if you see any more angels or whatever. So he's like starting to suspect like this could be something, because he really like didn't believe that they could ever have enough talent, really, when it comes down to that they would have done that. So he has to believe that it was something
also
else.
I feel like kind of sad. He will believe in anything to like that's gonna make this team win. I mean, he's that kind of a coach. It's like whatever I have to do to like make this team win, like we're gonna do it, because he wants to win like so bad, because they're like pretty big losers. So he sits JP and Roger next to the dugout, and Roger keeps calling him over and being like, okay, like I see an angel, blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, kid, we gotta like figure out a sign here, because I can't just keep running over to your seats every time you need me and you're calling me. Like, let's have a sign. So the sign is he stands up and waves his arms like angel wings, you could say. So He doesn't see him for like a while at the first game, but then all of a sudden he sees one.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, on Adrian Brody massaging him, and he is not in the lineup and is not supposed to be playing. And he's like, "You got to put that guy in." Because the Angels have like marked him, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, like kind of doesn't want to do it because Adrian Brody, whatever his player name is, I forget, is like kind of the worst. He's not a good.
He's not great.
He's not great. So he puts him in anyway. And what happens? Again, the Angels come to the rescue. And when the pitcher pitches the ball, the Angel like takes a hold of it and brings it up to the batter so slow that he's able to just like whack it. And no grand slam here, mind you, just like a base hit.
It wasn't a great hit. It was like terribly shot. Like whatever they shot, like it looked like he hit it down into the ground.
He's no baseball player. So if it worked. So that again convinces Coach Knox. Okay, like they're real. We have to do this. So then the next Angel that they see is again, and it's like the Angels are targeting people who normally he didn't like give a chance. Mm-hmm. So the Adrian Brody, who like was a bad player, so he never played him, right? And then the next guy the Angels are seeing or like buzzing around, or I guess it's just like one Angel, is around Tony Danza's
the catcher.
Retired pitcher. No, Tony Danza. That was the catcher.
Oh, the catcher. Yep. Okay, sorry.
So Tony Danza
this is a different game though, I think.
Yeah, has a busted arm and is never played, and basically he has a contract, so he's just going to play out his contract and then retire. So they never play him. He took like a lot of pain meds when like in his earlier years of his career, and then he just had like tons of injuries, and is just really an unhealthy baseball player, like chain smoker, whatever. But they are like, the Angels are like, we got to give this guy a chance. So he sees the Angel around Tony Danza, and he does the sign. And he tells Coach Knox, and Coach Knox is like, you crazy? Like, that guy, his arm is busted. Like, we can't play him. And he's like, the Angels say, we got to play him. We got to play him. So he marches up to the mound, and everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, he's the worst. He can't. And, like, his first couple pitches, he can't even make it over the plate. And then all of a sudden, the Angels take over, and he's throwing heat.
Boom. Yeah. So after that, forget it. Angel fever, let's say. So now Roger and JP are basically just at every single game. On away games, they call Knox on the phone, and that's how that works, I guess. And it seems like they win all the games. So all of a sudden, they've gone from last to one game away from winning the pennant or whatever. So this whole time, there's like this dickhead announcer guy who does the commentary, who sucks and is like a former player, has some kind of like beef with Knox. Did we get a full backstory? I don't know. They just have some bad blood between them, but this guy sucks, and he's like actively making it his job to like defeat Knox as coach or whatever because he's mad about it, right? It's kind of stupid. Like we're all on the same team here. Don't you want the Angels to win? What's happening?
Okay, fine. I'll play it later.
Jesus. Put that away. Turn your phone off. God. So distracting. So where was I? They win a lot.
The villain.
Oh, the villain.
Why is that
sucks.
guy the villain?
Yeah, why is he suck
I don't know
so
what
bad?
his beef is. It's like he used to play with Knox. You said that, right? On a team.
Yeah, but we don't get like
it caused Knox's like basically career-ending injury. Seems like so they've always been like enemies, or like maybe a rival player on another team. Yeah, he ran into him when he was base running or something. No. So they've always had like real beef. So I don't know then why are you the announcer for the fucking Angels
for his team?
Because he like clearly hates him.
Yeah,
so weird,
so dumb. So whatever. So poor little JP. Roger has to miss a game because he has a court date like with his dad or whatever, in which his dad just like walks out of the court and is like, see ya. And that's the court date.
Signs his parental rights over to the state. Very sad.
And then JP has to go to the game alone. He can't see the Angels. He's really sad about it. He's adorable. He's like crying. And then Dick Face, announcer guy, comes over and he's like, what's this I hear about Angels? And then little JP doesn't know the rules because Al didn't tell him the rules because he can't see the Angels. It just like tells this guy basically everything. And the guy goes to the paper and reports this story thinking that it'll get Knox canned because it's like, look, he's a crackpot or whatever. Yeah. Or he's cheating. Like, I don't know. It was strange. So then they have like a press conference. They're like, "You're not the coach anymore. Like, you have to make an announcement." And there's a press conference, and Maggie goes and she says that sweet thing. Is that when she says the sweet thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that Sweetie said during the
Prince of
intro.
an angel are love, and where there is love, miraculous things take place.
But she makes a good point and says that like we don't make fun of people when they like cross themselves before like coming to bat or like thanking God and like after they make a hit.
Yeah, people are always pointing.
They got
pointing to once they hit a home run, they like point to the sky. They're like, "Yeah, God,
Like,
thanks."
you did it. Yeah, and like personally, like I like to believe that like I did it and not somebody else, but whatever, God. If you want to take credit, that's fine. But she makes a good point, and then all the players stand up in support of Knox, and they're like, there may be angels, there might not be, but like I will not play without Knox.
Because in this process, whether you think it is from the angels like making it happen or not, like Knox has become a better coach, right? Because like I think there is one scene where they show him like being nice because the Christopher Lloyd angel is like kind of controlling him, saying like to not be so angry and change his tone and the way he says things. But it ends up him, I think, not only this influence and the kind of turning things around to being like, okay, I need to be positive with these players. I need to give them like encouragement. I can't just be like, you suck all the time and expect them to be good. But also that him hanging around with those little boys has really like turned him slightly into like a more warm,
A better person.
Yeah. So, and someone like, whether it's the Angels or not, like he believes in something now. And he believes his team can win, which he just never did before. So that's like a huge change. So where we were at the final game, right?
Yeah. Yep. So one game away from winning the pennant. So
The what?
The pennant.
Did you
Pennant to
glaze
man,
over
penitent
that?
man.
The pennant,
It's
guys.
just a weird word. Like I always thought it was like pendant, like pendant, but it's pennant. Why?
That's what it's called.
Why?
The pennant.
Why is that the rule? Anyway, so they're at the game. It's going well, but there's no sign of angels. No angels this whole game. They're just not coming out. They're
Why is
like,
that?
are they mad because poor little JP told the guy and it's in the papers? I don't know. We don't know. So they just kind of have to like make their own way. So
Go your own
Tony
way.
Danza's not
Go
doing
your own way.
one line. I said, remember, it's one line. Go your own way.
I
You
can
don't have
sing
to sing
Fleetwood
this-
Mac
You don't have to sing the second
whenever
part.
I want.
Tony Danza's not doing so hot he's hot, he's sweating on the mound, but he's not doing so hot pitching. So he's just like hitting people, he's just walking everybody, the bases are loaded. The other team is like one run away from beating them, and like the Angels almost have it. And then Knox comes up with this brilliant plan. Get the kid to lie. So he's like whispers something in his ear, and then he goes out there on the mound and is like, "Hey, the kid sees an angel. That's the sign." And then he comes out and does his thing, and then the whole stadium does it, and like the team too is really sweet.
basically like the
because they know
wave.
that's the sign, so they're all excited. They're like, "An angel's coming! It's gonna do it!" So that gives Tony Danza's character enough like confidence and faith to do it. So he throws the ball, but the guy hits it anyways, and then he catches it in his glove. And everyone freaks out, and they did it. They won. Everybody's happy. And the real best part of this is that Knox decides to adopt Roger and JP.
Adorable.
Super sweet.
So,
I don't know like how many, maybe, I mean, I guess because he's like has money or whatever, but like I don't know how many like single older men they would give two children to these days.
Let's not even think about the rules of adoption if there are any. But adorable as hell, he adopts those two little boys. They've never been more happy in their life. Not only do they get a family now, but they get to remain friends in the same house. I mean, that's going to be so freaking fun.
I need to
and their dad is the coach for the Angels, who are like probably going to win the World Series.
part of the
you know?
Angels. They get to sit in the dugout.
Oh.
I need a reboot of where they're at today. How are things going?
Oh,
How's
totally.
the sweet fam?
So in the beginning, you have Roger being like, I'm trying to get his family back together because his dad said, if we win the pennant, we can be a real family again. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't the family he originally like started out thinking he would get, but he still got a family at the end. So it's like the angel still delivered, regardless. And maybe that was their plan all along.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Because not only did Roger benefit, but like JP did and Coach Knox. So
listen,
like
they knew they were
everybody
good
won.
kids. They didn't do anything wrong. They're like real sweet. That's what you got to do, right?
I know. So
Gotta
like
be right. Gotta be
really
good.
adorable. So sports movie, really like wrapped up in some good messages there and a nice heartwarming ending where 2 orphans get adopted. And, you know, you just want to see that. Because especially when you are in like the system like that. And so both of them, it was more like, well, Roger, obviously his dad kind of abandoned him, but they both like lost a parent. They weren't necessarily taken away from like unfit parents. So at least like in most cases, like they weren't like waiting for a parent to come back or straighten up. They really just did not, you know, didn't have any. So, which I wonder like how often that happens. Like if somebody dies and like no one in your family will take you, like poor
baby
little
boom.
JP's like like mom or whatever.
Wait, his mom died? Do we
Yeah.
confirm that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because if you don't stay
Actually,
connected,
I don't know that because when they're walking in the beginning, he says maybe
My
like
mom-
my dad. I think his dad had died. JP's dad had died, and he's like maybe your dad and my mom are friends up in heaven or something like that. Like we're talking about that.
maybe.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I'm just so glad that worked out because when you're in the system like that and you're an older kid, it's like super hard to
doesn't
like get
work out.
adopted and you know not a lot of people. Everyone wants babies. No one wants like full grown kids. So I'm just so glad it worked out for them. They
So
were
sweet.
good little
Real
boys.
sweet. Real sweet. Yes, this is a flick. Yes, sweet messages. You know, as like I said, it's okay to cheat on important games.
Wait, did you say why the Angels didn't
No,
come
no,
to
no.
that last game?
No, well, I think we're made to believe that like they wanted them to do it.
No, he says that.
They
Christopher Lloyd comes down and says, "We never come to big playoff games because they have to do it themselves."
Oh, right. Okay, I knew I had that was an
Oh, you
important
didn't-
lesson
you
for a
didn't- you
reason.
didn't imagine it.
No, I did. Also, another lesson: believe in God or lose. It's fine. It's fine. I understand what you're saying. It just still feels a little Jesus-y to me, and I think that it's weird that like. For the fans who like have this faith or whatever, and now they're like, "Oh, Tony Danza only did that because of the Angels. Like he didn't do it on his own. Like it just kind of gives me like a weird thing. Like what? Yeah, you did it.
I mean, Disney was definitely in the 90s, like, still, like, pretty white bread Christian. I mean, I think they've come a long way and have really tried to be inclusive and using different, you know, groups of people and different religions and stuff. So, I mean, this movie is, what, almost 20 years old?
I'm not great at
30
math.
years old, sorry. It'll be
What?
30 years old in 2024.
That's terrifying.
I know. So we've come a long way, and that's like a pretty decent gap there. This movie is actually a remake, believe it or not, from the 1951 movie, also called Angels in the Outfield, starring Janet Leigh from Psycho fame. Pretty cool.
Jamie Lee Curtis's mom.
Yeah, didn't recognize any of the men in it, but it is about the Pittsburgh Pirates, not the California Angels.
Do you think they
It's a little
created
different
the
there.
California Angels because of the original Angels in the Outfield? And they're like, why don't we have a team called the Angels?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then long-term goal, we can remake this movie.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But, you know, it's like we're complaining now about how there's remakes for everything, but like really there's like a remake cycle. So, okay, the original one was in 1951, so this was, you know, 40 something years later, and it's like if we're now making 80s movies, those are now 30 years old. So it's like
there's so many things that are remakes you don't even know about.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea this was a remake.
so it's
Right,
like I
crazy.
feel like there's a remake cycle, and we think like, oh, like why are we keep remaking stuff? It really hasn't been that long, but like really like, you know, it's still like we're going on 30 to 40 years from the 80s now. So it's like this is the same amount of time that kind of most remakes happen, and like should we be as upset about it? I mean, were people in the 1950s were like, I can't believe you're remaking Angels in the Outfield.
I know.
Like
Well, that's what
1990 whatever.
that's what I always bring up. But you're always like, no, the Karate Kid is a sacred art.
I still think that one is sacred, and that remake was trash. I mean, this one's pretty good, and you have to wonder, like,
You didn't see the original.
I've never seen that one, and they probably do really creative things, but, like, what were the angel special effects like? I mean, I know they weren't great in this one, but, like, You know?
Right. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this one is funny. It's there's a couple of silly ways they like put Christopher Lloyd in like a soda and like a Coke cup, and he's like, "Don't drink me," and you're like, "Why is he in the Coke cup?" But the other angels, I don't know. I like the way they're designed. They're like classic angels, like at kind of abnormally tall, like huge, long white robes, halos, wings, that kind of thing. There are woman angels, but their job, Sweetie and I discovered, is just to massage the players before the game. They don't get to do. They don't get to play any real baseball like the other angels. That's fine. But
you can't play, if you're a girl, you can't play baseball in heaven either. You can do it on Earth, but
right?
You can't do it in
so
heaven.
Sad.
Really sad.
It's real sad.
Can't believe we have those gender restrictions even in the afterlife.
Yeah.
When does it end?
I don't. The other sort of effect with the angels is they play that like sparkle music every time like the angels come on. It's like tee, 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 tee. I don't know. It's like, you know, the angels are, the magic is in the air.
It's nice, and they're pretty abstract. You like really don't see anyone like super close up. The one women angel who's like so gorgeous, and she's like massaging the man, the baseball player. Like you do see her face, and she like goes and she like winks, and she's like.
Sweetie thought an angel was maybe Marlon Wayans,
Yeah,
but I don't think.
No, I looked.
But
it really looked like him.
Oh, was it anybody or no?
It wasn't anybody.
Yeah, it's just like split.
Yeah.
Split second.
I mean, those people. I mean, I think they were credited. I think, but like, I just don't think their like roles were even like you could barely see in their faces. But yeah, I mean, I think they make them kind of like abstract on purpose because they are dead. So yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I'm. It's exciting when you find out. Well, I don't know if exciting is the right word, but like that these movies that we loved as kids were actually remakes of like really old movies. Well, for us, it seemed really old. But.
The black guy angel, he's credited as Brother Angel. That's bad. That's bad. Yeah. Good times. Yeah, he's nobody. But yeah, I don't remember a ton about this movie when I was little. Not saying this was like a boy movie, but I think like, I mean, I did watch it when I was little, but I think it was on TV or something. I watched it with my boyfriend in college. It was like the last time I saw this movie. But yeah, I don't have like specific memories about it. I mean, I feel like this one was like really heavily advertised. It had like a good cast. I don't think I saw it in the movie theater, though I would have been like right about that age. But pretty sure I saw Rookie of the Year. Yeah, pretty sure I saw Rookie of the Year. And I'm really still like struggle to not confuse these movies. Even watching it, and we watched Rookie of the Year whenever that was. It must be like a year ago now. But
for my birthday,
it was very confusing. I remember when I started this, I was like, wait, what? And then I kept thinking I was like, wait, is this the one with the when he gets stuck in between the two?
Right. Any movies that end in these sort of big playoff games. Yeah. It is very confusing. Though I still find myself like very excited, even though you know the ending of them, for like any like playoff game in these movies. Basically like any sporting movie where you have that like big game at the end, and it's still like so exciting when like the plays are happening, whatever, and someone gets a home run or does this like crazy catch or whatever, and you're like, yeah! Like I just find myself like clapping along and like freaking out even though I know what's going to happen. Well, is that a mark of a good movie?
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes they fall before the finish line and the bobsled goes out of control and crashes.
Which is when we watch Cold Runnings, what we really appreciate about that movie, right? Like it wasn't a happy ending.
I didn't.
Movie.
I had the bubble guts, and it was upsetting. But yeah, sports movies, man. What can I say? Yeah. What can I say about sports movies?
They're always good, and it's like, I mean, was there like a heyday of baseball? I should probably ask Jimmy this, because it felt like the '90s were like. I don't know if that was. Did we talk about this before?
Well, I think it was just a heyday of like sports. I mean, I think sports. Boys just like love like
little boys.
Yeah, little boys love. No, all the boys in my school loved basketball. Like who didn't have a Bulls jersey or
I just
hat
felt like
or whatever?
The MLB, Major League Baseball, like had, I don't know, it just felt like its peak in the 90s. It's not that people don't like baseball now, and it is still like super important, but I don't know. I just feel like almost like football has like surpassed it as kind of like the national like pastime. Yeah, I don't know. Sweetie, what do you think? You agree, right? Were the 90s like the heyday of baseball?
Yeah, 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if like, because we were just kids and like, I don't know, maybe it was like marketed to us differently or something like that. But I just felt like baseball was like a huge deal. And now it just seems like not that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. Attention span. Yeah, right. Because baseball games have gotten like a lot longer. They're really, really long. There's lots of commercials in the games and all these pauses and all this stuff. So the games like last forever. I mean, I still love baseball. I like going to games live because I think like the stadiums are really fun and the energy can be really fun in like a live game like that. TV, it's just like really slow, but it is one of those sports you don't really have to pay attention to. Like you can be doing other things and be like, oh, like put on the baseball game.
And they're gonna run, yeah. Good times.
Yeah. So, but definitely like one of my least favorite sports now. Just because it's snooze.
What about soccer? You don't watch soccer.
Soccer's, I mean, we don't have like, if you go to Europe, like soccer games are like any of our sports here. Like they don't really have any other sports there except soccer. So soccer is everywhere. Rugby too, depending on like where you are. And those games are can be really exciting if you like actually sit down and watch them. They're like they can get really wild and they're really fun to watch. I mean, the scoring is low. It's like almost like even like less than hockey, you'd say. I mean, you're only seeing like a couple goals, but it's still really exciting.
What's your favorite part about baseball games? Sweetie question. My favorite part about baseball. Yeah, like favorite random thing about baseball games that you're like, yeah, I love that.
Well, baseball is only fun when it gets to like a do or die situation.
Just like random like okay. So mine is when they
say seventh inning stretch, I'm gonna kill you.
No, mine is when they call the bullpen on the little phone, and then the guy like picks up the other phone in the bullpen, and they have this like conversation, and they have to this like back and forth thing that happens. Why do they have to call the bullpen? They're that far away. They can't do like a signal like bring them in. I guess they have to talk to the
pitcher you want to bring in.
Being they're always like warming up one guy.
No, there's usually a couple guys.
There's a couple guys warming up in the bullpen.
You do not watch enough baseball games.
What, Jimmy? What?
Yeah,
they tell him who to warm up, and then they're like, "How's he looking? How's he going?"
Like 5 pitchers in that bullpen.
I just think it'd be funny if they had like a silly conversation, like not about the pitchers at that time. If they were just like sick of it, and they're like, "I just want to talk to my buddy in the bullpen," and they just like had a fake conversation. I think that'd be funny.
Here's my favorite part.
Okay,
so when you go, they have like meetings at the mound, right? So they'll be like, "Time out." The pitcher's doing like horribly, and the usually if he's not getting kicked out, it'll just be like the pitching coach or whatever. So he like goes to the mound and they all have this like little powwow and like all the team members come in and they all like put their gloves over in their mouths and they talk because they don't want people to like read their lips because that's like a real big thing in baseball. Like read people. There's some like lip reading person on every team that's going to be like telling everybody like what they're saying. Crazy. I mean, we recently have had trouble in Boston. I mean, in the last week, this came out that there was a sign stealing thing that like our coach got fired this week because he was like videotaping signs from the other team, right, honey?
But not when he was on the red side. Yeah, I thought it was scary. Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, so there's
a lot of stock in those signs.
Like, is that really that much help?
Are they? Is it? That was my question. Yeah. Like, is it important to know like what the pitch is going to be?
Yes, because if you know what pitch you're going to get, like you can really set yourself up to hit it. I mean, half of the battle I think with batting is that you don't know what's coming down the plate.
Always pitch the same kind of pitch?
No.
Like a knuckleball?
If you're like Tim Wakefield, who was like the knuckleball guy.
The nickelback.
Yeah, sure. But everyone else has like basically like all of their different pitches in their roster.
I don't know. Baseball's too complicated.
They're better at some than others, but you should be able to pitch any ball so you can like, because some, you know these stats. So you're like, okay, this guy like can't hit this or this guy can't hit that. So you're going to throw that to him. Andre's making faces at me.
Anybody ever tell you look like a little penis with a hat on? I just had to say that. Leave their own great movie.
Well, I'm going to ask you a baseball question now.
Uh-oh.
What is your favorite baseball snack? There's an extended sequence when the kids get basically like every snack available at the baseball,
I've only
at the park, and it made me so hungry to be like, what's my favorite snack?
I've only gotten like one snack at a baseball game, and it's a hot dog. Have you ever
That's
gotten
it.
anything else?
I've gotten everything.
What? You can't eat everything.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I can eat almost every
I just
baseball
think
snack.
that it's okay. This is stressful. The guys that are walking around chucking peanuts at people's heads. It's a stressful thing. I don't want to subject people
Okay,
to
first
that.
of all, those guys are insanely talented. You are on like a waiting list for 5 years to be able to work as one of those vendors. So Fenway Park, like this is all I know because it's a very old, famous park. Everyone wants to work there. But those guys are crazy. There's a guy who carries chowder on his head. There are cups
Why
of
do you
chowder.
want to do that? Why is that a coveted position to
don't
carry
know.
hot chowder
There's
on your
guys
head in the
carrying
summer?
Hot water with the hot dogs in
it's
it.
ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know.
So what's your favorite hot dog?
I said a hot dog.
It's hot.
Just a hot dog.
Like,
A hot dog.
do you think any other would be your favorite snack? Cotton candy, Cracker Jacks, peanuts?
Like, yeah. Maybe like, I don't know. Do they sell fried dough?
Yeah.
Maybe
Pretzels?
that. Probably cotton candy when I was little. I probably wanted cotton candy. The little ice cream sandwiches.
I was going to say, I
Yes,
think they
we
do
all
sell
know.
the ice cream sundaes in the little baseball hats.
Because you got one.
Yeah.
And you had it for like
At the
forever.
Grand Round, yeah. That was so fun. My favorite, so I've gotten, you're right, I can't eat a lot of the snacks now, but I have gotten, well, my favorite is like, I don't do hot dogs, but I like an Italian sausage. But they'll just put it in the wrapper.
Yeah, she
for me.
does. Right, Jimmy?
They'll put it in the wrapper for me without the bun. Excellent. And then we went to opening day at Fenway this year because my friend ended up getting tickets, and I got peanuts. And whoa, were those a mess? Because you're like, what do I do with all these shells?
Well, when we went to Jimmy's baseball game, same thing. We were like, this is messy. But you know what? The
really good.
animals eat them. You drop them on the ground. It's fine. It's totally fine.
They were really delicious, and I forgot how much a good roasted peanut really turns me on.
We already asked this. How do they get the salt inside
I
the
don't
peanut?
know.
I don't get it.
Hey, neither. Mysteries of the world.
Baseball. Good times. What was the other game we were going to play? We're going to play another game.
Oh, any more songs with angels in them?
Yeah. Earth angel, please me mine. Good one. What's the one? The one. Wait, what was that movie with like the Teen Angel? Was there a Teen Angel song in Teen Angel?
I don't think so.
He's my teen angel. There's a lot of songs aren't titled Angel, but they'll probably say Angel
Yeah.
in them at some point.
I was going to cheat and look on Apple Music. Oh, here we go. Oh, the Shaggy one is number 1.
Oh yeah, girl, you're my. Do we do that one? Yeah, we did that one. Of course. Always.
Well, I guess that's just like the first one that comes up. That's just like Angel. Well, the Aerosmith Angel. Do you know that one?
No.
Sarah McLachlan.
In the arms of an angel, far away.
Tough voice. Tough note. Too high. Jack Johnson, Angel. Anybody? Florida Georgia Line, Angel. Fifth Harmony, Angel.
Original titles over here. I don't know any of those ones.
Yeah.
Did they put Brandy? What about Brandy?
What's the Aerosmith one? Jimi Hendrix, Angel.
Hey,
Wow, there's a lot.
wasn't there another game we were gonna play?
Nope.
And I was like, I can't wait to play that game later about this. Guess not. Okay. Well, good times.
Good memory.
Good time. Do you have anything else to say about angels and the angels?
No,
in
but
the
I'm so happy.
outfield?
We found this DVD and we got to watch it. Really made my life complete. Really brightened up my what ended up being a pretty stressful day. So really happy about that. And if anyone feels the need to watch Angels in the Outfield,
Let us know.
we'll send it to you because we're probably never going to watch it again.
And you guys send us things when we need to watch them, so we got to pay it forward.
So DM me on Instagram. I'll mail that out free of charge.
Woo.
Here you go.
Woo!
Angels in the Outfield from the Sweeties.
Yeah. Hey, come find us on Twitter at the Sweetie Club or on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. Thank you as always for listening. Bye.
Bye. Birders.